Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. And take a look at these impressive stats by this guy right here. Now, this is not a roast video, actually, believe it or not. That guy's stats were very, very impressive. Over a 4 KD. The win-loss, I think, was even better than that. Absolutely incredible, like really good stats. And the thing is, after this game was all said and done, and you'll see what happens during this gameplay, I basically get the upper hand and I take advantage of the situation. And I was basically getting bitched at from everything from camping to the weapon that I was using to running Vulture as one of my score streaks, pretty much everything and anything. And this guy was passionate. Chances are he was probably a lot younger than me. And with his skill set, it really is hard to take an L, that's for sure, especially if you have teammates that are bad. And that's one of the things that I realized is before this match started. Okay, it's like this guy's teammates are probably going to be even worse than my teammates because his stats are really, really good. And I basically tried my best to pull a Marker J, and I think I succeeded. And what I mean by pulling a Marker J is, well, what is Marker J really known for? And what is one of the things that he's mentioned in his videos that he does time and time again, which I've noticed that he does time and time again, which lead to his success. He uses his bad teammates as bait, and that's what I did in this one. So as you can clearly see, you'll clearly see by this gameplay here that I'm not camping. I never sit in one area for more than 2 to 3 seconds at the very most. And I basically take advantage of the situation that's given to me because I know that the odds are already against me, especially with this player in the lobby. And it's not like full party against full party over here. So I basically take advantage of the situation and I end up on top. And this guy right here was raging. I even sent him a few messages of love. I didn't give him any hate. And that's basically, sometimes that's just a way, that is actually the better way you can handle things. And not just in Call of Duty, but in life as well. And this is where the commentary gets really deep. So for those of you guys that want a piece of my mind in terms of life as well as Call of Duty and how I combine them and basically a little bit of my mentality when it comes to my martial arts past, I will tell you that it really, long story short, life is just way too short to be pissed off about Call of Duty. Now, I know that I'm being a little bit hypocritical when I'm saying this because you guys know how I feel. You guys know how anti-camper I am. You guys know the way I look at Call of Duty and the way you guys know where I stand when it comes to this, right? Okay. So the thing is that, well, when you look at the bigger picture in life, you just got to realize, man, that it isn't worth it. It really is not worth being angry and passionate about something stupid like Call of Duty, unless you're making a living off of it. And even then, in my opinion, to a certain extent, even then, it's still not worth it. And you're better off focusing your energy on something else. And look at this engagement right here. Bam, I shot him in the back and I knew he was going to turn around and be aggressive towards me. So I took advantage of the situation and I was there for like a split second and I knew what was going to happen before it happened. So that's basically my wisdom, taking advantage of the situation. So there, it goes to show you guys that it really doesn't take the best skills, which I do not have. And this guy probably has better skills than I do in terms of gunfight wise. And he's probably younger too, in terms of the way he was reacting and the things that he was saying. So the thing is, it's not all just about skill. It's all about decision making. And my decision making definitely paid off in this game. And that's what I wanted to get at. And it's well beyond that. I spent years, precious years of my life, training people on how to fight physically, but I was explaining to them time and time again, trying to go even deeper than that and basically tell them that of why they shouldn't fight and why it's not worth it. And I know, and how hard it is. And I know it's something that, I mean, especially with somebody that gets tested. I mean, I've been tested in life time and time again, both in and outside of the martial arts classroom. Okay. And I can tell you right now that it is very difficult, especially if somebody's really asking for it. It is very, very difficult to hold back and to even be humble when somebody is constantly provoking you, and especially if they deserve an ass whooping. So, but sometimes you'll actually find that being nice to people that are the absolute meanest actually sometimes ends up having the biggest payoff. And in the end, it makes you feel better about yourself simply because of the fact that you dealt with it like a man and not like a kid, not like an amateur kid. Because sure, there are a few instances in life to where fighting really is the only option and the only way to solve a problem. But those cases are actually rare. In some instances, yes, you have no choice and you have to put your fists up or your fists in your feet and you have to do whatever it is you have to do to protect yourself and maybe even other people or whatever the case may be. Sure, that I understand. But in this day and age, it's actually, those kind of situations, I mean, they do happen, but in comparison to times when they don't happen, it's rare in that comparison. But the thing is, a real man solves problems with his head and not his fists. And I know that sounds incredibly corny in this day and age, but it is an absolute fact. I fear the person that is smart as opposed to the person that's just quote unquote tough. Do I respect a tough person? Absolutely. But I respect a person that's smart even more, because a person that uses their brain to solve problems is a lot more effective than a person that just uses their fists, simply because of the fact that, well, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. And generation after generation, I mean, using your brains before your fists, and then even using both at the same time, which is basically kind of in a sense of how I approach this gameplay, is what allowed me to take advantage and basically win. And quite easily, I might add, against odds that were supposed to be quote unquote tougher. So, and in the end, what ended up happening, this guy basically made himself look like an idiot. I mean, in terms of the way he was on, but I more than understand where this person's coming from. This is not a roast video against this other person or whatnot. Not by any means, you know, nothing but love. And I even said to this guy in one of the messages that I sent him, like, hey, GG's, like, if you ever want to play together, I usually run solo, but if you ever want to play together and just, you know, and just do, take on full teams together, you know, I'd be all for it, or hit me up or whatnot, you know, and if he sees this gameplay, this is the gameplay. And I even left my YouTube in there. It's like, hey, look me up. You know, it's pretty much proof that I'm not camping. So I just basically took advantage of a situation. It's simple as that. So, you know, and it really isn't worth, you know, raging all the time when it comes to Call of Duty. Yes, I know it's a little hypocritical of me to say that, but ultimately though, when you're talking to Jack, the person, like, even though that's not my real name, but when you talk to me as a person the way it is, I'm very, very humble, and you have to provoke me a lot for me to become aggressive in real life. I'm a defensive person by nature. Go figure. It's not necessarily how I play in COD, but but yeah, this is a prime example of just, it's really is mind over matter. Use your brains before anything else. Life is a big ass chess match, and that a real man or a real human being handles problems with their brain before anything else. And it's very rare compared to when it's not to handle problems with your fists or with your legs or whatnot, especially in this day and age with laws. But again, if you have no choice, do what you got to do. But other than that, it's mostly just about mind over matter. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for this one. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay and the commentary. I've got another interesting video coming up for you guys. I think you'll enjoy it. And that's all I got for this one, guys. Let me know if you noticed a difference in the quality. And as always, if you enjoyed this gameplay, let me know in the commentary. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.